So the holidays are fast approaching.
Yes.
Yes, the holidays are coming quickly, but we still have a couple of weeks left. But many of us are already getting stressed. I had a conversation the other day with a lady about a potential visitor that could be coming to her house. She was totally stressed right now. It's like, wait a minute. Like, we're projecting things into our future. Right? So we start thinking about, oh, the extra weight we're going to gain. Right? We start thinking about the extra weight we're going to gain, or about unsupportive family members, or that I always have to do all the work, and we're getting so stressed out all the time. And then there's the financial aspect to it. It's like, wait a minute, the holidays are supposed to be joyous. Somewhere along the line, we lose that in all this holiday stress and drama. Well, today I have a wonderful guest. For those of you that have been hanging out with me for the last 61 episodes, this is 61, you'll recognize Jackie Maclean. She's been on my show a couple times already. Love her. And so for the first-time viewers, this is Penny Petty, episode 61 of the Hangout with Penny Show. I'm a law of attraction trainer and facilitator, coach. And what I do is I have this Hangout show so that I could help educate you with the law of attraction and empower you and inspire you. And I love the comments that you share with me week after week after week, telling me how the most important words for me to hear are, I never thought of it that way. And you share those moments with me. So thank you very much. So tonight, I have some special news. And it's going to be leading into the topic that we're going to talk about tonight, too, about stress for the holidays. And so I'll come back around to my special news. So Jackie, remind me about my special news for everybody. And so tonight I was drinking water. And just a few minutes ago, I had a little private message from a loyal viewer. And they asked me, what wine of the week am I having this week? It's like, oh, my wine of the week. So I got some wine. I actually won 6 free bottles of wine this week. I buy great wine all the time. So yeah. So I vibrated some free wine. And so this one, my wine of the week is Kim Crawford.
Wow.
It is Pinot Noir, South Island, New Zealand. And I know I have many New Zealand people out there that are watching me and commenting, and so this is for you, everybody from New Zealand. Cheers to you, and thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you.
I have to say cheers with my cup of tea.
Hey, tea's good. There we go. So that's the wine of the week this week. I love how I can share with different wines, and then it just, you know what? I have people from New Zealand. I have people from Italy. I have people from all over, and I'm getting these wines. It's like I can share them with you. Okay, I'm going to acknowledge some of the people that are already out in the chat room here. Romy Carlin, she says, hello, Penny. Jackie Maclean, looking forward to this great show. Troy Davidson, he said, the holiday season, oh, this is good, Jackie. He says, the holiday season is a time where we can feel obligated to do more than is really needed. At the same time, we want to make the most of the opportunities that seasons bring. It's time where we can knowingly engage in or give into things that can bring stress. Looking forward to the show. Yes, that's awesome, Troy. And he says, P.S. I have a new car. And we'll talk about that in a moment. Gina Finanzi. Gina, I hope I'm saying your name right. She says, I'm looking forward to the rerun on Saturday morning. And she needs some tips. So thank you, Penny, for inspiring me every week. Thank you, Gina. Linda Gannon, hi, Penny Petty and Jackie Maclean. We'll be watching the recording. Look forward to hearing how to have a stress-free Christmas. Oh, I love that.
Awesome.
Yep. And Tana Marshall, really looking forward to the show. I might have to catch the recording afterwards, but I know that there'll be lots of great info, tools, and tips to have a more relaxing holiday. Thanks, Penny Petty and Jackie Maclean.
Hey, Tana.
I know. Thank you, Tana. I want to celebrate some news with you today. And today I became a grandma. I know, I'm so excited. She's a precious little princess. She's a little girl. She was born this morning at 4:02 a.m. and her name is Anna Marie, and she is just adorable. She's so adorable. She was 7 pounds, 1 ounce, and just a precious, precious little bundle of joy. And this is what I want to say. This is my message for the whole show. And then we're going to pass it over to Jackie because she's going to take over the show because she's the expert when it comes to all this. But here's what I want to say when it comes to the holidays. We get so stressed out about the money we're going to spend, about who we have to buy for, about what we got to bake, where we're going to go, all these things. Like, not all of us, but there's many people that get stressed about the holidays. Yeah. I was reminded today what the importance to life is, and that is life itself. This precious little bundle of joy that I held in my arms today is a miracle. And every day we live a miracle. And every day we are blessed to have this day. That's what's important. Yeah. It doesn't matter how much money that gift cost. It doesn't matter how much I'm going to spend on the dinner. It doesn't matter. Bottom line is we need to be grateful right now for every moment that we have. And when we have children, we need to be reminded that we have a miracle. And when we can teach our children from a young age, and we can be mindful about this ourselves, that a lot of the commercialized part of the holidays, they can subside a little bit. Get back to the true meaning of what Christmas is. Get back to the true meaning about what holidays is. And just thinking about that and be reminded about that can automatically lessen the stress. So today I held a miracle, and I'm so grateful for that. So, yeah, so thank you. So I'm going to get to last week's comments. I'm only going to read 2. And then, Jackie, I'm going to ask you to come out and introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and what do you do. And at the same time, I'm going to go out and I'm going to go check the comment area. So what people are saying, you know, for people that have been watching me for the last 60 episodes, this is one of my favorite things to do is what people are saying. So last week, I just want to mention to Peter Holm, he sent me a message saying that he's very happy that I'm doing what I'm doing. And he asked, in what way can he help? And he wants to share. So he shares my videos. He shares my Hangouts. He shares the link. So I want to thank you for that, Peter. And yeah, so yeah, thank you. I'll mention you next week a little bit more. So anyway, my other friend Paola from Italy. Hello, Penny and Ken. So last week's show was the special edition Penny and Kenny show, and it was a really great show. And that's when Troy was talking about he's got a new car now. Well, in that show, he told us about what happened to his car and how he was able to manifest a new one. So Troy, you're welcome to share more of that story if you like. So she says, I really enjoyed this episode, such high energy. It is always so useful to be reminded about law of attraction and how things work out. I also liked the life experiences you mentioned. It is nice to know that everything is possible. Thank you so much, guys, and have a lovely week. Well, thank you, Paola. Now, Jackie, you've been on my show a couple times, and I think this goes back to episode 30. So thank you to many of you are watching my shows repeatedly. You go back and watch them over and over again. You make a marathon of it. So that's the beauty of having these Hangouts recorded, because you can watch them at your own convenience. So they're every Friday night at 8 p.m. But, you know, lots of us are busy on Friday nights. Some of us aren't. That's why I decided to do this Friday night. But you can still go back and watch it at your convenience. And so Richie Rich, he says, hi, or they said, hi from Ottawa, Ontario. I watched this show last night and was very intrigued. That was a show with Jackie Maclean. That was episode 30 or 30, in the 30s. I should have got that out. So I followed along with the breathing technique and found myself very relaxed. Tonight, I purchased and downloaded one of Jackie's audios, and I have to say I'm truly amazed. I have never been in such a state of deep relaxation. I look forward to continuing. Thank you, Penny, for the show. It's so nice to go back and watch your shows in whatever order I need. Well, thank you, Richie R, because I remember when you were doing that, Jackie, your voice, I just remember how soothing your voice was. And so this was just validation that, yeah. So, Jackie, please come out, say hi, let us know where you're from and what you do, and then we'll get into the show. In the meantime, I'm going to just mute myself. I'm going to go check out the comment area, okay?
Okay. So thank you, Penny. My name is Jackie Maclean. I'm from India, but now I've immigrated to Canada about 21 years ago, and I now live in beautiful Vancouver in British Columbia. So the West End from where Penny is. I'm a hypnotist. I've been doing this for 11 years now. And what I do, Penny, is I work with entrepreneurs and business owners, and I help them change their mindset from being stressed, anxious, doubting, changing their perspective so that they have the confidence to pick up that 3,000-pound phone, call their clients. They have the confidence to call their clients, make more money, right? Which equates success. So in a nutshell, that's what I do.
Oh, I love that. And I'm just going to give a shout out to Don Bohm. He's watching from Illinois. So hi, Don. And I'm really happy that, Don, that you commented, because I have been trying to get things all in one place, and I finally got my blog. So this show is playing on my blog on my website, and I installed the app. So the Facebook messages, so you need to log into Facebook, and you can leave comments right on my blog. So I'm celebrating that I did that. So thank you, Dawn, for showing me that it works. Okay, so I'm happy. I'm happy. I've had a happy, happy day. So tools or tips, things that we can do to help have a stress-free holiday. And as we were talking before the show, Jackie,
Yes.
As many of you know, my shows are just, it's just us. It's like if you're in my living room having a conversation, that's it. Nothing's pre-planned. We don't have anything, but we do get together for the first few minutes and say, all right, what are we going to talk about? And so one of the things I mentioned to Jackie is she's got some tools that she's going to be sharing with us to help us. But the thing that I found with what she's going to show us right now is these are life-changing skills that she's going to teach us tonight, that they will equip us, that we can live this way all the time, so that when we lead into holiday season, we already got the tools behind us to say, okay, wait a minute, I can go through this holiday easy breezy and having a fun time with it, right? Yeah. Yeah. So Jackie.
So you mentioned the holidays. Penny, when we master these tools, we can use them in any other situation, any other life situation, right? And life happens, like they say, life happens. So what happens when I've lost my job? What happens when I've lost a loved one? What happens, when there's drama in the family with divorces? Yes. Here are these are practical tools, very pragmatic, that we can use to make changes really, really quickly, right? So I want to talk about the first tool. And before I go into the first tool, I want to say that all of us have so much stress in our lives, and we think it's ours. Now, we think it's ours for the most part because all of us are walking, talking antennas. Just like our cell phone, and just like an antenna, we are picking up things and information from anybody and everybody. Their emotions, their fears, their doubts, their anxieties over health, whatever's the case. So we are the walking, talking antenna. So sometimes when we have a lot of anxiety, the question to ask is, watch for this, Penny. The question to ask is, whom does this belong to? Now I want to explain this. For years and years, I used to wake up in the morning with so much stress and anxiety, especially when, you know, the children were young, growing up. There wasn't money. We were opening cans of tuna, right? And somebody asked me this question when I had gone for some training. Whom does it belong to? And the first person who came to my consciousness was my mom.
Mm.
And I remember my mom growing up in India, in Mumbai, her lying on the bed, you know, totally depressed, fearful. And her image came to my consciousness. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is not mine. This belongs to my mom. So ask yourself this question whenever you're stressed, anxious. Whom does this belong to? And when it says, you know, it's my mom or it's a friend or it's whoever, all you have to say is return to sender with consciousness. So return to sender with consciousness means that when they get it back, they're going to get it back not with a whoosh of stress and anxiety again, but they are going to get it with consciousness. They're going to be aware and conscious so that they can make a choice to change it. So that's the first tool. Whom does it belong to?
I love that. And it kind of goes into what Troy said about sometimes we feel obligated more than what is needed. And it just came to me because many of us try to carry on traditions,
yes,
and some of them we don't even like to do.
Yeah.
But so who does this belong to? Well, it was great grandma's, and it was grandma's, and it was, so I feel obligated that I have to carry it through.
Yeah.
You know what? Make your own new tradition.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, thank you, Jackie. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the antennas. And, you know,
Yeah.
it's so important because
Yeah.
it's so true. And especially for little children, because they don't have any filters at all.
Yeah.
Everything is just absorbed. And when does that show up?
Yeah.
Later on in their
Yes.
life.
Yeah.
So we need to be careful to know what are we emitting out, because their antennas are wide open.
Yeah. And as we know, there's so much chaos happening. You know, the recent episode in California.
Yeah.
There was Paris before that. There's the Syrian refugees situation. We are picking up anxiety from all over the place. Whom does this belong to? Return to sender with consciousness attached.
Okay.
So my second tool is, I know you have just a few minutes, so I want to share how I start my day in the morning. Right? Because if we don't have the right foundation, if we wake up feeling stressed and anxious, guess where? We're going to go down a slippery slope from the time we wake up in the morning.
Yes.
So I like to feel calm and centered. So this is what I do. I continue laying in bed, even with my, you know, when I'm awake. I continue laying in bed and I simply focus on my breath for about 30 seconds or so, Penny. So focusing on the breath. And let's try that now. I'll take you through the process.
Okay.
You can either have your eyes open or closed, and let's focus on the breath. So just breathing in and focusing on the in-breath and the out-breath. The in-breath and the out-breath. In-breath and out-breath. And notice there's no need to change it or judge it. Simply notice it. Don't you feel calm, Penny?
Oh, yeah, I did. And again, I went back to that other episode. It's like, here we go again. I'm melting in my chair. But I keep this many times for teachings on my show, right?
Oh,
we get all caught up. So I have stop, breathe, focus.
I love
right?
that. I love that.
Yeah. So I love that too, because when we can set an intention in the morning
Yes.
for the way, because especially at going to bed at night too, right? Focus on the way you want it to be.
Yes.
So, you know, we make stories up in our head, just like this one that was like, oh, so-and-so could be coming. It's like, do you know they're coming? Well, no. It's like, well, then, then what would you rather have? Focus on what you want. So, yeah. And when you can take the time in the morning and just breathe and set an intention for the way you want it to be. And then know that at any point in time, you can just stop and just breathe your way through that. And I love that, Jackie. I love that.
So I follow up the in and out breathing with the statement, this affirmation.
Okay.
All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And I also do it for my business. All of business comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And I repeat it about 8 or 10 times. And now, since I've been doing it for so long, it just comes automatically. Right? So I'm always in the state of feeling calm and relaxed. So that's the second simple tool.
I know, but I just love that. I just love that, because thinking about, all right, we get so hung up on what am I going to buy for so-and-so? And like, oh, I got to make sure I spend the same amount of money on this person as I did on that person, blah, 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 blah. Take something like this affirmation, make something pretty, make it into a card, do something from your heart with this affirmation, and give that as your gift. It's not about how much money you spend, right? That catches up to you come February when the bills come in.
Oh,
right?
my goodness, yes.
So when something like this, because that affirmation you just said there, Jackie, is life-changing.
It really is. It has done so much for me.
So give the gift of something like that, something from the heart, something that it's going to change the course of someone's life for the better, rather than send them like, hey, Jackie, what did I get you last year for Christmas? I don't know. Ask the people that you want to buy gifts for what you got them last year. How many people can remember what you got them?
Exactly.
Right? And then we're stressing out, oh, what am I going to get them? Or did I re-gift that? Really? Forget it. Do something really worthwhile. Well, I mean, buying gifts, I have, I'll kind of take that back, because it is fun. But, rather than getting stressed out about it, do something that can really make a difference. And that's a card that they can keep for the rest of their lives and change their life. So, Jackie, let's go on to number 3.
Okay. So the third one is ask generative questions.
Tell us what that is.
So generative means it's generating something, it's creating something. Remember, we create our reality. So asking a question could be, I've lost my job, why me? My husband's divorced me, why me? Why me? Right? That's asking a question, but that's a disempowering question.
Oh, yeah, because the law of attraction is going to match up. Okay, well, you want here. It's like, really?
Exactly. Yes. On a platter, some more crap for you, babe.
That's not turkey on that platter.
So we ask questions, and remember to ask generative questions that generate and create. And the reason we ask questions, Penny, is we are programmed to answer questions.
Oh,
now, most of us don't get an answer. We don't get, through our intuition, through our gut feelings, we don't get the answers because we don't ask questions, or we ask disempowering questions. It's raining. It's so cold. I'm pissed off. I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. My man's left me. Right? It's a statement. Or we say a statement with a question mark at the end of it, which is really not a question. But here are a few samples of generative questions that we can ask. What else is possible? I've got them on a list here, and I've got them on. I'm going to talk about why stickies. So here are a few of the questions. What else is possible? Right? So I have just lost a client. What else is possible?
So last year's holiday season really sucked. So what else is possible?
Exactly. Right? What action can I take right away to increase my business? What action can I take right away to increase my business? Another question, what would it take for X to show up in my life? What would it take for $1,000 to show up in my life? I said this a few days ago, and the client signed up for my $1,000 program, like literally that same day. Just like.
And so you could switch those questions around to what would it take to have a more joyous holiday season, right?
Anything. Hey,
Anything.
What would it take for pizzas to show up today? What would it take for the Canucks to win today? The Canucks are my favorite. I'm always asking that question. They're not doing so well, but I'm always asking the question. Right?
What would it take for everyone to get along peacefully this year? What would it take to have more peace and joy and love in our holiday?
Yes.
What would it take to have, I love that.
Yeah. And I have a whole load of questions. So the reason I do this is, we have a tendency to forget because we get so busy. So one way to help us remember is to put them on stickies. And I have them in my day timer. I have them in my car. I have them all over the place. I also have them on my cell phone.
Oh, good idea.
I also help them. So a few questions here. What grand and glorious adventures can I have today? What energy, space, and consciousness can I be to attract $1,000 with total ease? Right? A whole lot of questions. So keep asking questions. Keep asking questions all the time.
Because our subconscious mind it's always taking in information, but it's always searching. It's always searching for the answer to the questions, right?
And they can be, Penny, they can be simple questions. So simple question for you, and I'm just throwing this out, right? You have a beautiful new grandbaby.
Yeah.
And you're also very busy because I know you take care of your mom, your business, you have a thriving business, life gets in the way, and you want to see your grandbaby. What would it take for me to see my beautiful grandbaby every day? Simple questions. And remember, we are only asking the questions because they are starting the ball of creation. We are not expected to get an answer.
I gotta write that down. Sorry. Okay. The ball of creation. I love that expression. I gotta write that down. Oh, ding ding! That one got me good.
Okay, so we've started the ball rolling, the ball of creation rolling, which means the universe is saying, oh, Penny wants to see her little grandbaby. What should we do? So let's rearrange her schedule. Let's make it that her son brings the grandbaby to see her more often. Let's make it that Penny has free time now tomorrow so that she can go and see her. It's the universe's job to do all of, to do the delegation and see that it becomes a reality. Our job is to ask questions, not disempowering questions, empowering, generative questions that get the ball of creation rolling. Maybe.
Oh, yes.
Isn't that cool?
I love that. So we want the ball of creation because right now, the more focus we put on stress for the holidays, about who we think is coming or what we need to do to carry on a tradition that we don't even like, or, I always get stuck doing the cooking and they all get all the fun, all these things. The moment we say those things, that ball of creation is putting that action plan in place so you will experience more of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So what do you want instead? Ask yourself empowering questions.
That's right.
What you do want.
Yeah.
You want to be able to be the one to sit at the table and enjoy the laughter of everybody instead of you being the one in the kitchen doing the dishes. You know what? They're going to get done eventually. So why jump up? Many of us just jump up. We got to get it done. It's like, really? For what? For a little
And
bit.
I ask simple questions, like literally simple, practical questions. So what would it take for me to get parking a spot close to the mall? What would it take for me to have a clean sink? I just keep asking questions and it becomes so easy.
Oh, Jackie, I just love that. I'm just going to check out here. All these places now. I think I'm going to have to. What would it take to get an assistant?
Oh, yippee!
That is funny. Okay. Well, we're coming up to the, we're past the 8:30 mark. So, oh my God, Jackie. I want you to come back with a final, if you have a final tip or if you have something that you'd like to share with the viewers, I'd like you to come back and share that with us. And also, please let people know how they can, learn more about you, whether your website or whatever it is you want information for people to know so they can learn more from you.
Yes, they can contact me directly through my website. It's down there, thepowerwithin.ca. www.thepowerwithin.ca.
All right, and I'll come back for your final words. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, episode 61. Have we got some good tips right now and tools on what we can use to empower ourselves during this holiday season, which we can carry those empowerment ball of creations forward into 2016. And so that next year, the thought of stress during the holidays, it's a thing, it left you in 2015, right? Because now our focus is just totally on, we're going to have fun. And it's not about the presents. It's not about the stuff. Remember, it's the miracle of life. That's my point anyway. Anyway, so next week, episode 62, it's my last one before I take some time off for the holiday season.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so it's just going to be, I'm going to be doing the show on my own. I have a lot of people that I want to thank, and I have a lot of gratitude for. So I'm going to use that time next week to speak from my heart.
Oh, how fabulous.
So that'll be next week. So thank you, everybody. You've been watching episode 61 of the Hangout with Penny Show with Penny Petty and Jackie Maclean. And Jackie, I'd like you to come back out and what do you have to leave us with for tonight?
I'm saving the best for last. So my last tip is interesting point of view.
Okay.
So, interesting point of view. Everything is simply an interesting point of view. And folks, you use this, it has saved my life. It has saved my life from chaos after chaos after chaos. So when Aunt Jane brings her drunken husband over for Christmas and we're all frustrated, just an interesting point of view. When a client decides to cancel, my client Mary has canceled. Interesting point of view. Everything is simply an interesting point of view, and nothing bothers me. And a quick way to remember is Mr. Justin Ipov. Just an interesting point of view.
So that could save a whole lot of arguments rather than having to defend ourselves or having to say you're wrong and I'm right. It's like, wait a minute, you know what? It's just an interesting point of view.
It's just an interesting point of view. And they say you can either be right or you can be happy. You can be right or you can be happy. And I choose to be happy.
I've been down that road before where I was right and I wanted to prove I was right, and I did in my own mind. But was I happy for doing it? It's like, why did I do that? Right? Just, it's an interesting point of view you have. And be happy.
Yeah. And when I've posted things on Facebook or whatever, there are some people who haven't agreed and, try to bash me or scratch me or whatever. And it's like, okay, it's just an interesting point of view. Because I've posted my viewpoints and you post your viewpoints, and we may, we can agree to disagree.
To disagree.
Right? We can agree to disagree. So for me, it's just an interesting point of view. Remember, Mr. Justin Ipov. just an interesting point of view. So
that could save a whole lot of
yeah,
arguments in marriages and with
for
kids and
sure.
families. Like that's a huge tool right there.
So I want to wish your audience a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and awesome 2016. And if they have any questions, I'm on Facebook, or they can get me through my website.
Thank you, Jackie. It's always a pleasure having you here. You light up my show, I tell you, and I certainly appreciate you here. And I look forward to spending some time with you in 2016 as well.
Oh, absolutely.
I know you have lots and lots of things to share with us. So thank you, Jackie. For all you out there, I see you're still hanging in. Thank you so much. This is episode 61 of the Hangout with Penny Show. Come join me next week, next Friday night, for episode 62. And then we're going to have a little break. So until then, enjoy. Ask yourself some empowering questions.
Yes. Awesome.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.